My name is Wael Hmaidan. I'm the Executive Director of Climate Action Network CAN International.
Okay, and where are you based?
I'm based in Lebanon. I run the whole global network. Climate change is an issue that affects everyone. And to solve it, you have to change everything. So we have a saying in the climate movement that says, to change everything, you need everyone. And this includes the faith communities. We had an amazing encyclical coming out of the Catholic community, and now we're seeing here an Islamic community mobilizing on climate change, which is very important to solve the problem, since we have around 1.6 billion Muslims around the world, and they need to be part of the fight. What's exciting about this event that it includes a lot of influential people in the Islamic world coming from different Islamic countries and communities who are saying in this conference that this declaration is a start and that they're going to carry this declaration back home, back to their communities, and push the climate change agenda in their area of influence and community of influence. And there will be a discussion this afternoon on how for the Islamic community to engage further and stronger in the climate change discussions. The fact that this declaration is coming at this point of time, few months before the big international climate negotiation moment in Paris at the end of the year, sends a strong message. You can see part of the declaration, the draft declaration that will come out, that they message specifically towards the climate negotiators, the countries who are negotiating, and the negotiations itself. Hopefully, this would help strengthen the negotiation and add momentum towards Paris. So Climate Action Network is a network of environmental organizations and developmental organizations working on climate change. It is part of our daily bread and butter to work on climate change. We think that this declaration helps us to reach out to communities around the world. A lot of our members operate in Islamic communities. Hopefully this would help them engage with leaders of the Islamic faith in their communities to engage further together. Hopefully it will help bring closer the environmental NGOs and the faith leaders of the Islamic world to work together on a common climate change agenda. The issue is not if we should bring everyone together to solve climate change. We have no option. The only way to solve climate change is for everyone to come together. We need to transform how the human society works, and it has to include rich nations, poor nations, oil and coal producing nations, renewable energy countries. The solution involves everyone, and we need everyone. So this is a closer step, bringing a new community into the discussion, and we need to continue bringing others on board. The fossil fuel-rich countries and oil-producing countries realize that their oil and fossil fuels has a limit, and they see the world changing. Renewable energy is becoming cheaper than any other form of energy. They see that every country are having their own fossil fuel resources, deep sea, Arctic, gas, fracturing, and they realize that they cannot depend on fossil fuels as their sole economic income. They believe in diversification, and climate change discussions gives them an opportunity to do it in an orderly manner without any disruption to their economy. Well, climate change is not an environmental problem. As we see, the impacts of climate change show that it's an economical and existential issue. A lot of conflicts around the world has been fueled by climate change, especially in Syria and Iraq. There's many studies that show that. So if there's no other priority that doesn't include climate change. If we want to solve conflicts, we want to increase security in the world, climate change has to be part of the agenda. So So climate politics has been evolving year after year. It's not true that there hasn't been any breakthrough in climate change politics. There's every year in the climate negotiations, we get a decision that takes us closer to the solution. We didn't reach the solution. We didn't reach the maturity in the climate politics we want. Definitely, if faith movements who influence politics a lot join the fight, it's going to get us closer to the solution, and hopefully we reach that in Paris. Most of the people on the world are part of a faith or another. We already have the Catholic movement, the Christian movement, the Muslim world joining, which constitutes around half of the world population, if not more. And this is definitely big step forward, especially that faith usually prioritizes poverty and development. Recognizing that climate change is linked to development and poverty is a big political breakthrough. Climate change is definitely the defining issue of our time. It will determine if human civilization will exist in the future. Every person who has kids realizes that the number one priority is our kids. It is a moral issue that we need to act on. So it's a faith issue, it's a religious issue, and it is the responsibility of everyone to solve it now. I don't think we have a chance for other generations to do it. Our generation has to solve it, or it's too late.